This is Roger with Wheel Connects in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck as a 2005 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. It's a 6.6 liter Duramax turbo. It's four-wheel drive. It's an LS, which means it's cloth interior, and it's a short bed. This truck only has 35,000 miles. It was purchased directly from an insurance company in El Paso, Texas. It's on a salvage title due to theft, not collision. There will be before and after pictures. This truck was stolen, and to hide it, they painted a big, ugly green stripe down the side of it. Obviously, that's gone. We paid a local paint shop here in town, a really good paint shop, $3,500 to make that go away. They painted the entire truck. In my opinion, they could have done a better job, but they also could have done a worse job. I would say it's more like a $2,500 job than a $3,500 job, but it's a hell of a lot better than most paint jobs. I'll try to show you around the paint job while we're at it. Also, when it arrived, it had horrible spare tires on it. It also had the wiring harness stolen from it. Bunch of little pieces that they stole on it when they finally abandoned it. They painted it, generally they paint it when they're on the border so they can keep it and not get pulled over. The cops are looking for this truck instead of one with a big green stripe down the side. And then when they're done using it for smuggling or whatever they're doing, then they take as many expensive parts as they can in a hurry, and that was the wiring harness from under the hood. That's a $1,500 part from Watson Chevrolet, and it's brand new. And the wheels we purchased from a friend of ours. They have Michelin tires on them. I would say they're probably 50% tread on these Michelins. I think you've probably got another 10,000 miles left on it. The paint is not factory, but it's not crappy one stage either. It's somewhere in the middle. I would say a nice stripe would help here. Like I would say probably a 1/4 inch stripe down the top would help. I figured the next guy can spend $50 on a stripe he likes rather than me picking it for you. It's a great running truck. They stole the radio. It looked like it was an aftermarket radio based on the wiring. We just left that out. Who knows what the next radio is that you're going to prefer. We used to put radios in for people, and then they would take them out and say, we're going to do our own. So apparently at one time it had a bed liner and a fifth wheel hitch. You can see the holes for the fifth wheel hitch and for the plug. So the good news is you're pre-holed for that stuff. Super straight. When it showed up, it had that ugly paint on it, but man, I don't think we did anything to the body. It was just paint. Like I said, there will be before and after pictures. It was filthy, filthy dirty. But it is a Duramax, and my brother just took, I don't know, probably 70 or 80 pictures of it, inside and out, under the hood and underneath it. And I just took it down to put some fuel in it, make sure the gas gauge works. And when I did that, I decided to drive at 90 down I-10, and runs like a champion. Alright, let's go over here. Interestingly enough, when we had it painted, they left out these little panels that go under the headlights. That's why we have this touch-up on here. I'm going to have these things taken off and sent to paint, because we paid $3,500. They can paint those. Both batteries are new. That's a new battery. This entire harness, all of this, brand new. And the minute we plugged it in and put the batteries in, it fired right up. There was no hesitation whatsoever. That's what it needed. That's all that it needed. Oh shoot, got the child locks on the windows, I think. There you go. That was correct. There's the driver rear window. Door panel looks good. There's a little bit of a chinger there. I guess these things are just from someone putting something up against them. Those aren't really tears or marks. It looks like something's been sitting on the seat for a while. Probably just needs to get a little bit wet and it'll come out. Boy, this thing before and after is a different truck. Nothing like a bath and some wheels and real paint. Let's see, back up a little bit. They did steal the center console. We didn't replace the center console. Those are about 150 bucks on eBay if you want one. A lot of people also don't want those there. They like having them gone so that dogs or kids can pass through. I've also gotten that call. Why'd you put another radio in? And then the other one is, why'd you put the center console in? So we don't do either one of those. There's your VIN stamp there, made in Flint, Michigan. All right, let's try windows. Here's the driver window. Passenger front window, passenger rear window, driver rear window. Let's see, door locks. Door locks work. Let's try mirrors. Out, in, up, down, other side, out, in, up, and down. All right, power seat. Let's see. That's forward. Back, whole seat. Let's see, whole seat. Let's see, front seat down. Front seat up, I mean. Front seat down. So if the rear goes up, there's the rear up, rear down. It works different than a Ford. On a Ford, you do this and the whole seat goes up. So it's kind of, so that's down, that's up. This is the seat back up. That's the seat back down. That works fine. All right, let's see. Carpet. Looks like there's a little bit of a stain right here. Tilt wheel. Not sure what he had going on right here. It was probably some sort of an alarm, which of course didn't work. Or did work and they didn't care when they stole it. It's El Paso, the border's right there. The alarm doesn't have to be going off very long. Let me get it into some shade here so we can see better. Let's see. Back it up a little bit here. Here we go. Alright. There. Alright. There's your cluster. Like I said, it's been running for, it's been up and down I-10 and been running for quite some time, probably an hour and a half without being shut off. This is the remnants of this radio that was stolen from it, which is why these things don't work. The aftermarket stereo that the person previous had probably had one of those adapters that would make these buttons work on the radio, and when they stole it, they just ripped it out. So when you go to Best Buy and get this fixed, it should start functioning again with the right module that goes with this steering. But I'm not guaranteeing that. I don't know that for a fact, but that's likely the problem. There's your tow on and off here. On, off. Let's see. Tilt wheel. We got cruise control over here. What else we got? Let's back it up here a little bit. We'll demonstrate the four-wheel drive. Alright, then. Let's see. Alright, neutral. Let's go to 4 low. There's 4 low. And drive. Oh, that's definitely 4 low. Jeez. It's got a better top speed in 4 low than a Ford does. Fords are about 3 miles an hour. This one's about 6, it feels like. Let's put it in reverse. That's definitely for low. All right, neutral. Let's go to for high. Actually, let's go for high. Hit the button first. There's drive, and yes. And we should be able to drive at speed, and we can. Put it in reverse. There you go. All right. Too high, and now we can drive. All right. Anyway, this thing is on a salvage title due to theft, not collision, okay? Which is obvious when you see the pictures. It's very ugly in the pictures, but it's not wrecked. You get a salvage title due to theft because lawyers get involved. The insurance companies don't want any more liability, so they divorce themselves from the vehicle by issuing a salvage title. Therefore, they can't be held responsible for anything that happens after this. So if you run a red light in this car and get killed, and the lawyers find out that, you know, Allstate or Progressive owned it, the first thing they say is, did they sell it on a salvage title or a clean title? And they're praying clean title, because that implies that it's fine. And if it is a clean title, they get sued instead of me or anybody else because they have the most money. So that's why they do it. But we have a little 3-minute animated video which will explain that. All right, next to talk about, if you come to Tucson to drive it home, which is fine, you will be paying taxes, you will be paying dock fees, and you will be paying to have the title restored. Right now it's on a salvage title. You cannot get plates or insurance on a salvage title, so we have to restore it. We charge $200 to restore the title. We take it down to motor vehicles about 7 in the morning. They open at 8. We have to be first in line, or we will definitely be there all day. Once we get that inspection done by the cops, we can get a restored salvage title, then you can get plates and insurance. Dock fee is $250, and then we have taxes. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. If you're one of our Alaska buyers, they fly down from Alaska all the time. Their state tax rate is 0. So they only pay 2% tax, $250 dock fee, and $200 to restore the title. If your state tax rate is 7%, then you're going to pay 9% tax, $250 dock fee, and $200 to restore the title. If you pay by wire and ship, all you're going to pay is the agreed upon price plus $200 if you want us to restore the title. If you don't want us to restore the title, that's fine. Just know that all we're going to give you is the truck itself, a bill of sale, and the Arizona salvage title. So make sure that you know what's going to happen when you get it to your place when it ships there. Obviously, it's very expensive to ship vehicles back and forth. So just know that what's going to happen first. Deposits. If you don't have a deposit, it's for sale. So if we have an agreed upon price, and then you decide not to put a deposit down because you think we have a deal, you will be wrong. We will sell it to whoever puts their deposit down first, not who made the deal first. Okay? Once we have a deposit, we'll put your name and a banner over the vehicle at wheelk.com, and it'll thank you, and you'll know it's yours. Until then, it's for sale. eBay people, and everyone in general, but mostly for eBay people. I've been giving this speech for about the last 40 or 50 vehicles. This is not a new truck. Chevy gave a warranty of X amount of years and X amount of miles. The year part is definitely up. The mile part isn't, but it's out of warranty. The engineers at these manufacturers, Ford, Porsche, whatever, come up with a year and a mile where they say, hey, we don't know what's going to happen after this. If they don't know, how do we know? We know that this is a beautiful truck. It runs like a 30,000 mile truck. It looks like a 30,000 mile truck, and it is a 30,000 mile truck. That being said, we don't know more than the GM engineers and designers, so we have no idea what the future of this truck is going to be. It's a nice rig, though, I'll tell you that much. This is a bad idea on a 35 to be doing 70. Anyway, so please, if you need a brand new vehicle, if you need a car to be given to you at the service drive when your truck breaks down, you got to buy a brand new one. They sell them at the Chevy dealer. This one for probably $50,000 or $60,000. But just assume that at some point sooner or later you're gonna have to spend a little money to work on this thing. That's what the engineers thought. So just realize that. Okay. Thanks for your time.